Okay, Charles LeBlanc here, St. Thomas, and there was an election, and still an election, busy. I've been having all kinds of comments. Why don't you go to speech impairment school? Why don't you go to St. Thomas? Why don't you learn how to write? And what is a journalist? So I'm going to try to talk to the top. Maybe I can learn something. Anyway, we'll see what's going on here.
You flatter me, Charles.
We'll see what's going on. We'll just see. There you go. Okay, it's a new tripod. It's something new.
Very fancy.
Not like CTV, that's for damn sure. So maybe I'll learn something here.
Well, we'll see. Depends on the question.
Depends on the question. Listen, can I call you Steve? Or
You've been calling me Steve for years, Charles. We're not going to change it now.
We're not going to change it. Steve,
yeah.
Listen, you have... when you go after you interview somebody, you do a lot. You got a lot of paperwork. You do how much research do you do?
Well, I mean, I think you have to research every interview. In a roundtable like this, I would say, really, ever since the writs were issued, I have been filing material, trying to identify the issues. Looking at all the platforms. Mr. Gallant's platform, I didn't get a chance to read it. It only came out today. But no, I read the platform.
3 days before the election?
Yeah, 4 days before.
With you. You got to screw to...
But I think in fairness, he had put out most of his policy iterations. He'd done it in dribbles, but I tried to read them all. And I guess what I try to do, Charles, is pay attention to what I think people are talking about and ask questions that maybe get answers to the questions that people are asking.
You see them eye to eye tonight. Now, when somebody interviews Steve Murphy... via camera, like you have every candidate.
Yes.
Now they can't see you.
No, well,
Can you see them?
I can see them, but in the two ways that we do. Basically, the party leaders in this case would be hearing me. I can see them, but they can't see me. It's difficult for them, by the way, and I give them a lot of credit for doing it because, well, all 5 of them in New Brunswick did it very well, and it's not easy.
How come CTV can be like this?
Well, we can. The technology we're using in commercial television is getting more and more compact. It's not quite as compact as your radio, but you'll notice our reporters, Laura Brown's here. You can look at the size of the gear she's carrying. Yes. It's getting a lot more portable. It's hard, but it's not as difficult as it was because it's not as heavy, and there's not as much of it. So it's getting better, but it's still hard work to be a video journalist.
Would you suggest what should I do better?
What should you do better?
When I can't tackle a politician outside, hunt him down.
Well, I'm not going to give you any advice. I mean, you've had over 1 million hits on your site. I will say this. I think that, asking questions is important. I'm sometimes accused of interrupting people, which is necessary when you're in a live or live-to-tape environment. I try not to interrupt too much, although I'd leave it to your viewers to tell me whether I do. But I think that, in an interview, any interview, the answers are more important than the questions. So, I think we all need to listen. That doesn't mean you can't interrupt, though. Go ahead.
You're interrupting. I got to steal you soon.
Okay.
Everybody wants a piece of Steve. I'm very honored to have you.
Your grandfather, because I've known you for 20 years, I guess.
I mean, we've been here to this.
Yeah.
It's different. It's different. I mean, how can you interview a politician that you like, the person you like, and you have to
here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing, Charles. I, in my experience, I actually like most of the politicians as people. I don't think that when you interview someone, and particularly if you have to interview them aggressively or persistently, that's not a reflection that you don't like them or respect them. It's a reflection of the fact that maybe they're not being as candid as they could be. They might be a little bit evasive. They might be on talking points, which, politicians have talking points. Our job really is to try to get them off the talking points. I get a little bit frustrated. I think you probably do too when you hear the same talking points over and over again. So, it really is no reflection on whether I like or dislike a person. I like most of them as people, but I like getting answers from them all, and sometimes that's not.
Should I calm down? Should I take my Ritalin before I hunt them down? Marijuana is going to be legal.
I'm not qualified to offer any medical advice, Charles.
Listen, I got to tell you something. You're born in St. John.
I sure was.
You're a New Brunswicker. I want to really, the bottom of my heart, I think in St. John, in New Brunswick, you're a hero.
Oh, well.
And no,
I'm very proud to be a New Brunswicker.
The way that you acted at the funeral of the tragedy we had here in Fredericton, and you were the host, or whatever you want to call it, you spoke very, very, very well.
Thank you. It was a terribly difficult day for everybody in Fredericton, and a terribly difficult day for the families. yeah, it's an unspeakable sort of thing. One hopes never to have to do that in our world.
No, I hope not. Yeah, especially Fredericton, who would have thought? You know, it was a tragedy. Anybody ever nominate you for the Order of New Brunswick?
I am not worthy. I know.
The question.
No,
Yes or
well,
no?
I don't know, but let me
Yes
say,
or-
when I think of the people who've got it, I don't think that I could be. I don't think I could be in that company.
Could you finish this? Could you finish this the way that you finish it every night? Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Good night, and be well. And you be well.
Thank you.